in this example, what I'd like to do is I'd like to create some horizontal and vertical lines that go across my whole project to create a grid. So to do this, we need to use our mapping grid feature, which can be found in the MS Tools ribbon, and under the Wizards group, you'll find the mapping grid command. So if I just click on this to bring up the command, the first step you'll need to do is define the limits of your grid. So if you know the max northing and easting for the limit, you can input the northing and easting in the fields here, or you can pick a point from within the model space, which is what I'm going to do. So if I click on top right pick, it's asking the max point, so I'd like that to be somewhere over here. And you'll see that that automatically gets updated once I have chosen my location here. Next, it's asking for my bottom left. So if I click on that to choose the bottom left portion of it, I'd actually like that to be over here. And your next step is to define which kind of text labels you'd like to use. So you can label on the grid, or you can label them at the axis ends. And for your grid design, you have the option to use full-length grid lines like they are shown currently over here, or you can make small plus signs at the grid intersections. But in this case, I'm just going to leave my grid design to use full lengths. Next, you have the option to change your grid spacing. So I'm going to change that to 20 vertically and 20 horizontally. And before we move on, you have the option to hit show, which will give you a preview of what the grid will look like with the current settings. So if I just hit show, that'll re-update and it'll give me a preview of what the grid looks like currently with my settings. So if I actually want to take a look and see what label on grid and make small plus signs at the grid intersections look like, I can change those settings and hit show, and that'll give me a preview of what the grid looks like with those settings. But in this case, I want to use full lengths and label at the axis ends. So once I've done that, I'm just going to hit OK, and it'll create my grid. And you can see that it has labeled them accordingly with my settings there. And that is how you create a mapping grid for your project. Thanks for taking interest in this video.